My best friend, Sheena, has a 50K following on social media. Everyone thinks she's a luxury icon. But if they saw the back of her closet, they'd realize she's just a thief. It started small. A borrowed headband, a pair of earrings, then it became my designer bags, my limited edition sneakers, and even my mom's vintage silk dresses. She'd come over, borrow an outfit for a quick photo, and then I wouldn't see it for a month. When I'd ask for it back, she'd say, "Don't be so obsessed with material things. Ilara, it's just clothes." But last night, I saw her go live. She was sitting in her room, which was filled with my furniture that she borrowed for a Someone asked how she was so rich. She laughed and said, "Honestly, it's about aesthetic. I just feel bad for people like my friend Ilara. She has no style, so I usually just give her my hand-me so she doesn't look homeless. Hand-me. I was literally wearing a sweatshirt with a hole in it. Because she had my last 3 good outfits in her trunk, I looked at my vanity. She had forgotten her main event dress for the influencer gala tomorrow night. It was a $2,000 gown I bought with my birthday money. She thinks she's going to wear it and become the face of the year. But she forgot one thing. I'm a fashion student, and I know exactly how to make a seam look perfect. Until you move. Tomorrow, Sheena is going to have the most revealing night of her life. The night of the influencer gala arrived. Sheena didn't even say thank you. When she grabbed the blue gown from my room, she just checked her reflection and told me to stay off her expensive furniture. I just smiled. She didn't realize that the dress was held together by water-soluble thread. It looks perfect now, but the moment it gets warm or damp, it's game over. I tuned into the gala's official livestream. Sheena was glowing. She was posing for the cameras, telling reporters that her outfit was a custom piece from a private designer. "You can't just buy this kind of class," she bragged to the interviewer. "I've always had a natural eye for luxury." That was my cue. I hit post on my pre-made video. It was a side-by, her homeless comment from the live stream on one side, and my original $2,000 receipt on the other. Within minutes, #SheenaThief was trending #1. On the red carpet, Sheena's phone started blowing up with hate comments. She panicked. Between her sweat and the camera lights, the magic thread started to dissolve. As she tried to run from the reporters, the left sleeve simply vanished. The side seam ripped wide open. Sheena wasn't an icon anymore. She was a headline. And the finale, it's going to cost her everything. By the time Sheena fled the gala in a taxi, she was already canceled globally. The video of her dress falling apart had 5 million views, but she thought she could still hide in my house and keep borrowing my life. When she arrived, she found her key didn't work. I stood on the porch with 2 massive security guards and a moving truck. She started screaming, "Ilara, let me in. I need to change. People are being so mean to me." I didn't open the door. I just handed her a bill. "This is for 3 years of rent for my clothes." "My furniture and my kindness," I said. "And since you called me homeless, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took my hand-me-downs back." The movers started carrying out the designer bed, the vanity, and the ring lights Sheena used for her videos. She watched her aesthetic life get packed into a truck in 15 minutes. She had nothing left but the rags of my blue dress. "You're ruining me," she sobbed. I leaned in and whispered, "No, Sheena, I'm just unsubscribing from your drama. Have fun explaining to your followers why your mansion is suddenly an empty studio apartment." Sheena's sponsors dropped her by midnight. I sold all the borrowed items she ruined and donated the money to a local shelter. I realized I didn't need a best friend who used me. I just needed to be the main character of my own life.
So, I have the secret Alvolventi account on TikTok. No face, no name, just me screaming into the void about my life. I only had 3 followers, so I thought I was safe. Last night, I posted a massive rant about my boyfriend Chase. I called him a narcissist and a liar, and said I was officially dumping him at school today. I get to school this morning, ready to end it, but Chase is different. He's standing by my locker with my favorite iced matcha and a bouquet of lilies. He literally bows down and apologizes for our fight in front of everyone. He's being so sweet, it's actually terrifying. I felt like such a monster. I ran to the bathroom to delete the vent video immediately because I felt so guilty. I open the app and my heart literally stops. The video has one new comment. It's from a burner account with no profile pic. It says, "I told him to do that so you wouldn't leave yet. We aren't finished with you." My stomach dropped. I thought maybe it was one of Chase's friends playing a sick prank. The contact name popped up instantly. It was my own mom's phone number. At that exact second, I got a text from her. "The flowers worked. Chase is waiting for you in the car. Come home, honey. We need to talk about your attitude. Duh." I walked into my house, and the silence was deafening. No TV, no music, just my mom sitting at the kitchen table, with two phones in front of her. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my teeth. She didn't even look up. She just pushed a glass of water toward the empty chair across from her. "Sit down," she said. Her voice was way too calm. I started screaming. I asked her how she found my account, and why she was paying Chase to stay with me. I told her she was a stalker, and that I was moving out to my dad's. That's when she finally looked up. And guys, she was smiling. She didn't deny it. She said, "I'm not paying him to stay with you because I like him, honey. I'm paying him because he's the only one who can keep you from glitching again." I paused. Glitching. I told her she was losing her mind. I'm a human being, not a computer. She stood up and walked over to me. She grabbed my wrist hard. "Why do you think you can't remember anything before your 14th birthday? Why do you think Chase is always there whenever you have a panic attack?" She turned her phone screen around. It wasn't my TikTok account anymore. It was a live dashboard. A status bar that said, "Project Daughter, System Integrity, 14%, and right underneath it, a button that said, "Reboot." My vision started to go black. My last thought was, where is the real daughter? I didn't wait for the reboot to finish. As my vision started to flicker like a broken TV, I shoved my mom back and ran. I didn't go for the front door. I knew Chase was waiting in the car. Instead, I ran toward the basement, a place I've been forbidden to enter since I was a kid. The lock was a biometric scanner, but when I pressed my thumb to it, it turned green. Of course it did. I have her DNA. The door hissed open to a room that looked like a high-tech hospital. There were monitors everywhere tracking heartbeats, brainwaves, and a giant glass tank in the center filled with glowing blue liquid. I walked up to the glass, and my heart stopped. Inside the tank was a girl who looked exactly like me. Same hair, same face, but she looked older, maybe 19. She was covered in wires. A label on the tank read, "Original subject, neural source." I wasn't a replacement for a dead girl. I was a backup drive for a living one. Suddenly, a speaker in the room crackled. It was Chase's voice, but he didn't sound like a boyfriend anymore. He sounded like a scientist. "The backup has entered the lab," he said. "Subject A is failing. Initiate the mind transfer protocol immediately." My skin started to feel like it was melting into pixels. I looked at the original girl, and her eyes suddenly snapped open. She looked at me and mouthed one word, "Run." The girl in the tank, the original neural source. But where could I run? My vision was blurring, pixels falling from my hands like digital sand. Chase was shouting orders, and my mom, she was just watching it all. I looked into the eyes of the girl in the tank, and that's when a memory, a real one, not a programmed one. I saw two identical little girls, a crowded park, cotton candy and laughter. Then, a hand grabbing mine, pulling me away while the other girl vanished into the crowd. I remember screaming for her, "Iris, Mommy, where's Iris?" And my mom's voice, cold and distorted, saying, "Forget her, honey. It's time to build a better version." The girl in the tank, she was my twin sister. She was Iris. She didn't want a two-child. She just wanted a one-child project that she could control. I felt a wave of anger stronger than any reboot command. I saw my mom reach for the button, her face showing zero regret. She wasn't my mother. She was a programmer, and I was just an outdated file. But here's the thing about glitches. They're unpredictable. I grabbed a metal pipe from the floor, my arm flickering in and out of existence. I didn't lunge at the computer. I lunged at the tank. If I was going down, I was taking her neural source with me. The glass shattered. The alarms went mental. As the blue liquid hit the floor, I felt the connection snap. I'm looking at Iris, and for the first time in years, she's breathing on her own. I found you, Iris. Mom spent years trying to delete the truth, but she can't delete two of us.
I was tired of being the only single one in my friend group, so I did something desperate. I created a fake Instagram for a boyfriend named Axel. I used photos of a random guy I found on an old aesthetic board. I even started sending myself flowers at school, just so I could see Luna's face turn green with envy. It worked perfectly, until Luna announced we were all going on a triple date this Friday at the mall. I started panicking. I spent the whole night practicing how I was going to break up with Axel via a fake text to get out of it. I even drafted a sobbing post for my story to make it look real. Friday night came, and I showed up to the mall alone, dabbing my eyes with a tissue. I walked up to Luna and the group and said, "Guys, I'm so sorry Axel and I just broke up an hour ago. He's totally devastated." I expected them to comfort me. Instead, Luna just smirked and said, "Oh, that's weird, because Axel is already here. He said he wanted to surprise you." My heart literally stopped. I turned around, and a guy who looked exactly like the photos I stole walked right up to me. He was wearing the same leather jacket from the pictures. He looked me straight in the eyes, smiled, and kissed me on the cheek. "Sorry I'm late, babe," he whispered. I stood there frozen. I didn't know who this guy was, but he knew my name, my favorite drink, and even the private jokes I'd written in my fake captions. Someone had been watching me the whole time, when I was building my fake boyfriend, and now they were stepping into the role for real. I'm currently in the mall bathroom. He's standing right outside the door waiting for me. Who is he? And how does he know everything? Comment part 2 if I should run. I sat in that mall bathroom for 20 minutes, my heart hammering against my ribs. I kept refreshing Axel's fake profile, waiting for it to disappear. But instead, I got a new DM. It was from Axel. It said, "The bathroom has a back exit, Mia. But if you leave, I post the videos." Videos? I didn't have any videos. I slowly walked out, my legs feeling like lead. Axel was standing there alone. Luna and Isa were gone. He didn't look like the Pinterest boy anymore. Up close, his smile was cold and professional. He leaned in and whispered, "Luna pays well, but I think you'd pay more to keep your search history private." My stomach dropped. This wasn't a coincidence. Luna hadn't just found a guy who looked like my fake boyfriend. She had hired a professional hacker to become him. He had been inside my phone for weeks, watching me create the fake account, watching me order the flowers, recording everything through my own camera. He showed me his phone screen. It wasn't Instagram. It was a folder full of every embarrassing thing I'd ever done. "Luna wanted to humiliate you at the triple date," he said, "but I realized I could make way more money just blackmailing you directly. So, are we going to keep playing boyfriend and girlfriend? Or do I hit upload?" I looked over his shoulder and saw Luna and Isa watching from the second floor, laughing and recording us on their phones. They thought they were in control. They thought they had hired a puppet to ruin me. But they didn't realize that Axel was about to double-cross them too. I looked at Axel and said, "I'll give you double whatever she's paying if you delete my files and upload hers instead." He paused, then smirked. "Comment revenge for the final showdown." I stood in the middle of the mall, looking up at Luna and Isa on the balcony. They were laughing, probably thinking they were about to watch me get blackmailed into oblivion. Little did they know, Axel had just handed me his phone. "Here," he whispered. "Everything Luna ever sent me is in this folder, including the payment for the fake boyfriend hit." My hands were shaking as I scrolled. It wasn't just proof that they hired him. It was worse. Luna had been talking behind Isa's back the entire time, calling her clueless and dead weight. She even had a folder of photos ready to ruin if she ever stepped out of line. Luna wasn't just my enemy. She was everyone's enemy. I looked at Axel. "Do it," I said. He tapped a few keys on his screen, and suddenly, the giant digital billboard in the center of the mall flickered. The sale ads disappeared, replaced by a massive screenshot of Luna's private group chat. The whole mall went silent. Everyone stopped walking and looked up. Isa's face went from laughing to pure horror as she read what Luna really thought of her. She slowly backed away from Luna, who was frantically trying to turn off her phone, not realizing it was already too late. I walked out from under the balcony and made eye contact with Luna. I didn't say a word. I just waved. Luna tried to run, but she tripped over her own shopping bags. Within seconds, her phone started blowing up with notifications. The entire school was seeing the truth in real time. Axel leaned against a pillar and smirked at me. "Job's done, but you still owe me that double payment, Mia." I looked at him and smiled. "Check your account. I sent it 5 minutes ago. Now lose my number?" I walked out of that mall a new person. Come on, game over. If you want a part 4 to see if Axel comes back. Monday morning at school was different. The hallways were buzzing. But for once, no one was looking at me. They were all staring at Luna, who was hiding behind her locker, and Isa, who wouldn't even look in her direction. I walked in feeling like a queen, but then my phone buzzed. It was an unknown number. The mall was just a warm-up, Mia. Meet me in the library, alone. It was Axel. Even though I'd paid him, a hacker like him never truly lets go. I walked into the library and found him sitting in the back corner, leaning against a bookshelf. He looked even more smug than before. "You're a fast learner, Mia," he said. "But you forgot one thing. I still have the original files, and I want more than just money this time." He wanted me to help him infiltrate the school's grading system. He thought because I'd played his game at the mall, I was now his partner in crime. He leaned in close, showing me his laptop screen. "Think about it. We could be the most powerful duo in this school. We'd be the real bosses. I looked at the laptop, then back at him. You're right, Axel. I did learn a lot from you. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a small USB drive. I learned that you should never leave your own port, unprotected while you're busy hacking someone else. His smirk vanished as his laptop screen suddenly went blue. While he was talking, I'd used the kill switch program he'd accidentally showed me at the mall. His hard drive was being wiped in real time. Every file he had on me, and everyone else, was disappearing forever. Just then, the school principal walked around the corner. I'd sent an anonymous tip about a student hacking into the school network from the library. As Axel was led away to the office, he looked at me in pure shock. I just adjusted my backpack and smiled. I didn't need a fake boyfriend, and I definitely didn't need a hacker. I just needed to stand up for myself. The end. Comment bossed up if you loved this ending.